go.
It's time to go coast to coast on CMRU.ca, bringing you everything new in the hockey world. Here is Landon Brown, Alex Verco, and Phil Trombley.
Good morning.
Hey everyone, how are we doing today?
Oh, I'm very well, Alex. How are you?
I am all right.
Now that we patched up Landon's thumb,
Yeah,
we're doing pretty good.
Landon cut his thumb.
I had a little accident with a hatchet.
A
hatchet.
accident.
Like
Oh.
you didn't cut the whole thumb off.
Oh, I know. I realize how lucky I am.
Yeah,
But
he's a
we're
lucky
good.
boy. He's
Yeah.
a lucky boy.
Not quite stitches, but just bleeding profusely.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, there was nothing left to stitch up.
Yeah.
I've done that a few times.
But
Lots
let's
of
talk some
hockey.
hockey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lots of hockey.
Yeah,
so
so we're
much
back.
going on these days.
We're back for another episode of Coast to Coast. If you're new to the show, I'm Alex Verco with Phil Trombley
Hello.
and Landon Brown.
Good day.
Okay,
Nice.
so for those of you that are listening that also listen or watch the YouTube shows, first of all, thank you.
Yeah,
Secondly-
we have an exciting announcement.
We do. We are announcing that we have faces,
We do have faces, yeah,
and you can now see them.
if you so desire.
Yeah, if you want to. We have some cameras set up in studio here.
And
That,
we're gonna be editing it through together. We'll post it on YouTube. We'll
Yep.
post it on TikTok.
I haven't edited our last show yet because A, it's 2 hours long, and B,
Ooh, that's a long time.
I have to make a graphic or not a graphic, but I have to make visual representation for standings and all our predictions.
Ooh,
Oh, very good. Yeah.
So I was gonna whack that into the video as well, just so it's not just a logo,
I like it.
which
That's
I was
fancy.
super tired of.
He's on it.
Yeah, because production value, mate.
Production value.
So
Absolutely.
I hope
Agree.
to get last week's episode out either today or tomorrow. And then this week's episode is probably going to be Monday.
Monday.
Probably
Ooh,
Monday.
Ambitious. I like it.
But
you're,
yeah,
you're wearing a lot of Flames gear.
I am.
Tell us why.
Because boy, how do they need a win?
Yes. Holy
Oh
cow,
my
do
God,
we
do they need a win?
The only team we've beat so far are the Jets, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah,
The Jets
they're
seem
tough.
pretty good this year. And we have, granted, we're playing Buffalo
Please,
tonight.
Please
which
win.
Might be.
Please win in
eh,
They're
Buffalo.
coming out of the gate struggling. They're kind of
Are they?
flopping out of the gate. Yeah, like Tage Thompson hasn't really put up his numbers that we're used to, and Levi's been settling in. They've just not come out as the team that's going to break into the playoffs as much as we'd hoped. I
Yeah,
think.
didn't we kind of guess they were going to be one of the
Yeah,
guys?
and I think they still will. I think they just gotta settle in. Like Dylan Cousins has had pretty underwhelming start to the year.
Yeah.
I think I had them fourth. I want to say.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. You're the one with all the notes.
they're just figuring it out.
Well,
It's the
if we
first,
don't
second
win
week.
tonight, tomorrow we play Columbus. So
Oh my God,
hopefully we win that one.
get one in this back to back.
Please,
Get
one
a-
of these
Get at least
two.
one in this
run
back to
over
back.
Johnny in Columbus.
Because we're 2 for 6 right now, which is not good. At least we got a point on Monday.
Yeah. So speaking of Monday, in the 3-2 loss to Washington, did you guys watch the game?
No, I didn't. What
I
was
watched
doing?
half of it. I was flipping back and forth with the other games that were on.
Did
it was my
you-
anniversary, so I was out for dinner.
Did
So
you
I
watch
watched a bit of it.
Oh, adorable Phil.
Oh, that's so sweet. Did you watch the first half or the back half, Landon Brown?
The back half.
So,
So I did see the end of it.
Did you see the Washington? Did you see the Washington's first goal?
No, I didn't see their first goal. That was Phillips, right?
Assisted by who?
Sonny Milano.
Whoa, my
I
PTO.
can pull it
God.
up right here.
The PTO let go.
Ridiculous. Both
Let's
former
see this.
Flames, because
Big ol'
obviously
breakaway right through the middle. Sonny Milano, nice pass.
that's just the worst.
Oh my!
Oh yeah, that was actually
What
such
a-
a nice goal.
what a
It was a really
goal.
nice goal. However,
That was a really nice goal.
Like they deserve to score that.
They deserve to score
They
that.
really
that was
did.
so well set up across the blue line. Like that was crazy. I like that. I
uh,
like it, and I like it a lot.
it made me a little sad because, of course,
Yeah.
Sonny Milano and Matthew Phillips. Of course, Matthew Phillips scores a goal
I can't-
against Calgary.
Yeah, oh, that's.
I'm just so
such a
surprised they
tough
just kind of
go.
let him go.
Such a tough let go. Like I thought he was
They're-
going to do great things with the Flames.
There, there just wasn't a spot for him.
Yeah. Phillips got the first start of the game too.
Of course he did.
Yeah, good for him.
Why not?
I'm glad he's
I'm glad he's succeeding.
doing well in
Yeah.
Washington, even though Washington's also having a bit of a rough go.
Yeah, so it's 5 p.m. in Buffalo tonight, 5 p.m. in Columbus tomorrow. God, the NHL website sucks.
I do not like the new website. It's so hard to navigate and
Sunday-
find any information ever.
Sunday in Detroit at 3, and then they're back home against the Rangers on Tuesday.
Oh, my Rangers are coming to
Your
town.
Rangers are coming to town on Tuesday.
All right, well, I might have to scoop a ticket to that.
You should.
Use Game Time. Use code Coast to Coast for
Use-
20%. No, I'm kidding. That'd be cool though. But yeah,
Not
Game
yet.
Time.
Getting a sponsorship?
There's my plug for Game Time. We're not getting paid for this yet.
Yet.
As I look down the camera. Yet.
Done your solo
Game
shot.
Time's sick. Have you guys ever used Game Time?
No.
I used to have it on my phone, but it's in USD, which kind of sucks.
It is in USD. But that being said, there were, I think it might have been pre-COVID I kind of used it a lot, or just after COVID. There were tickets that I was getting like third, fourth row press level for like $10 Canadian.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
neat.
Like,
fantastic.
they were against teams that no one wants to see.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Arizona.
but you know, who cares? You're going to a hockey game, gets
Yep.
you in the door. And then with those teams, like usually the second bowl is pretty empty. So if you're sneaky about it, you can
wink.
get down there.
Mm.
But you would never.
Oh, I did.
Oh,
I
okay.
did lots.
Okay, cool.
I
Nice
also
you admit to
used it to see Blink 182 and got my well, it wasn't dirt cheap. It was still $100, but
yeah, I
first,
mean, that's
first
better
row
than,
press
Blink?
level. for
better than
Blink.
box office, that's for sure.
For Blink's not bad.
That was such a good concert. I wish the NHL website would show me the rosters, like the head-to-head rosters,
Yeah.
right? Like, because like that's something we want to see, and there should be a button that says matchup,
What do you mean, like?
like 2 columns, one with the Flames roster and one with the Buffalo roster. But
Like
I guess the lineups haven't been released yet.
No, they haven't
No,
been.
it's just for like
they're-
past games you can do that.
Honestly, Calgary's probably just getting on the ice.
for pregame.
Oh no, it's in Buffalo, so
Yeah.
they're probably off by now. Honestly,
Yeah, it's an
Yeah,
early
that's
game
true.
too. 5, I guess early for
well,
us.
7 Eastern,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's on time.
Silly
really.
old time
Oh,
changes.
I'm really excited because I work tonight. I start at 5. At the bar I work at,
You play games.
we play the games with sound. Although I guess it's Thursday, so there might be football as well. But we play the games with sound, and I have an air horn,
Ooh.
a goal horn installed in the bar. That every time the Flames score, I get to press a button,
Oh boy.
and it goes.
I do like that.
It's so fun.
That sounds
It makes you
fantastic.
feel so powerful. Like, it's unbelievable. I did it. We had a UFC fight, Sugar Sean O'Malley, when he won the championship. I was all over it. It makes you feel very powerful.
I like that.
It's a lot of fun. So hopefully we play the sound for that one instead of football. But we'll see.
Markstrom probably getting the start tonight for Buffalo. Probably Levi.
Yeah. And you know what? I think Markstrom's. Well, I mean, it's not hard to do better than he did last year. So far, I don't think we can fault him for the season so far. I think he's doing pretty good.
Yeah, he's not letting in like first shots and second shots, which is such a killer.
I mean, he did that in the preseason.
He did that in the preseason.
he got
like,
it
the
out in the
last
preseason.
preseason game he did that, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
'Cause
I was
last year he did
cool,
that too
another
many
season of
times.
this then.
He just let in too many soft goals last year, whereas this year he's like just making the saves that he's capable of making.
Okay, so I don't know because he is 33.
I actually thought he was younger than that.
No, he is 33. In his seasons with Calgary, 904 save percentage, a 922 in his second year, and in his third year, aka last year, what was his save percentage, guys?
Ooh, it was below 9, wasn't it?
He was below 9
Yeah.
in 892.
Yeah.
Last year?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a bit rough.
Did that light just get brighter?
It
Yes,
did
it
get
did.
brighter.
That was weird. There's a ghost in here.
Yeah, so a 904 in his first season, a 922 in his second, and then an 892 last year.
That 922 though, that was an insane year.
That was a Vezina year.
yeah.
Before that, 904, 918, 912, 912, 910, 915. He hasn't been below 9 since,
He's below 9 right now.
well, okay, before last season.
Yeah.
He hasn't been below 9 in a season before since his time in Florida and his first year with Vancouver.
Yeah. No, he's a .898 right now, so it's basically 9.
But is it?
Kind of cool. We're 100% for the PK.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. That's a
Yeah,
cool stat.
that's a
That's
good
an
brag.
important part. Yeah.
I really would like to talk about Vejmelka
Yeah.
in Arizona. I love Vejmelka. He's my favorite goalie in the NHL.
You've made it clear.
He's just so good. But anyway, him and Sorokin went head to head the other day.
Did they
and-
really? There was a goalie fight?
No,
No.
they didn't fight,
No.
but the
Oh, they
game
just
was
played
the
against
game
each
was
other.
1-0. And Vejmelka made let me just look here. He made 33 saves. He did very good. But Sorokin, he got the shutout. Sorry, I have to cough here. I'm still a little bit sick.
Go ahead.
All right, we'll cut that out.
Sure.
All right. So Sorokin, he got the shutout, but he only had to make 14 saves. So
Yeah.
like
So-
Vejmelka to me is the hardest work. Like I know
So-
Mackenzie Blackwood is also one of the harder working goalies in the NHL, but Vejmelka has made so many saves in the last 5 years. I just think he's so good.
I forget if he was either halfway through the third or at the start of the third. The Yotes only had 7 shots on net.
Yeah. Like they were not in New York's end in
No,
that game.
They're not.
Yeah, I'm just looking right now. Vejmelka, right now, he's at a .94.
They're putting shots on net like a 4th place in the Central Division team, aren't they?
They really are.
They're really not.
I know they got that
No.
they got that 1-0 loss, but their other games they've actually been doing so good. And Logan Cooley, I'm excited to watch Logan Cooley play and get really good.
I'm not going to let that 4th place thing go.
I hope you
they're
don't
not
because
making
I believe
playoffs.
in them.
I'm going to bring it up repeatedly.
I don't.
Karel
think they're
Vejmelka
making
and Logan
playoffs.
Cooley are going to take them to the first round of playoffs.
Sure.
You have to believe.
Well, they
me.
will be promptly dispatched.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they're going to win the Stanley Cup or anything. I think they'll make the playoffs, and I think they deserve it.
Staying in town but moving to a league that's not the NHL, Phil Tremblay.
Oh my God! What are the Hitmen doing? Like,
Good start.
what is happening? What are we thinking? Like, so right now we're like 2-7-1, which is not a good way to start.
That's below 500.
That is way below
Yeah.
500.
I'm no mathematician.
Yeah, I'm not,
yeah.
I did graduate with math 30-2, so
Yeah,
I'm not great at it. However, I do know that's below 500 hockey.
We did look like we were going to have something last night, but then fell in OT to Lethbridge. Since our last show,
Greenway getting his first goal.
Greenway got his first goal yesterday. That's one thing I'm excited about, and I'm going to get into that. Since our last show on the 12th, we played 3 games, sorry. A 7-2 loss to Prince Albert, a 2-0 loss to Saskatoon, and a 3-2 loss to Lethbridge. Luckily, they're coming back home. They play on Friday, I
Tomorrow.
believe. Well, yeah, that's tomorrow. Eh?
It is tomorrow.
I'm going to go to that game, so I'll have my notepad
Oh, boy.
and look all fancy. This light is doing crazy things.
Yeah, it's on like a cycle or something.
But I'm excited for that one. So it's good they're coming back home. They need a little bit of a break. Like, this has been a ridiculous long road trip to start the season. The unfortunate thing tomorrow is they're playing Seattle, who I believe won the Memorial Cup last year. So we might get crushed. But that's okay. The one thing that I'm so confused about, yesterday, they made a big move in the wrong direction, and I'm going to put traded in air quotes here. You guys on the radio can't hear me, but in the camera. They traded Matteo Denis for a 4th-round draft pick next year. Like, it just makes no sense. Matteo Denis, he's not our top guy, but we lost a bunch of our top guys.
Memorial Cup finalists, not winners.
Finalists. Okay, my bad.
Lost to the Ramparts.
Right, yes. But, like, last year, Denis scored 12 goals, 15 assists, and 27 points in 65 games. Absolutely not our top guy. That being said, this year he was, of the guys that didn't make the leadership group, he's kind of up there. He's been this was his 3rd year with the Hitmen. And I just don't get it.
Is this his last year?
No, he
Eligibility?
is
No, he's a young
he's
guy.
18.
He's a young guy. He's 18.
Okay, I was gonna say, well then, I was just trying to make sense of it.
That's
but no, that
just doesn't make any
That's precisely
sense.
what I did first. When he texted the group chat, I'm like, okay, so how old is he? He's 18. Okay, no. He got 27 points in 60 some odd games.
it's just odd.
No,
Like a 4th round.
round pick doesn't make sense.
And he's like a hometown kid too. He's from Calgary.
He is from Calgary. I did notice that too.
So
just,
I'm just really confused
It's
about
strange.
that.
They must have some other moves coming or something.
I really, really hope
because
so.
that. Yeah,
So
just-
they don't have a GM, eh? I don't think they have a GM
No,
named. So
Not named. So I don't know who's making these
Yeah.
decisions, but they're not good decisions. Unless we're getting like Bedard next week or something. But I
imagine.
don't think we are. So Matteo Denis going to Prince George. Lucky him. Prince George is a beautiful town. Prince George actually looks like a pretty good team right now. They've got a really nice goalie in Tai Young, who is signed to the Canucks. They've got another ex-Hitman in Zach Funk, who
Yay.
Zach Funk's a funny guy. He is an enforcer on the ice,
Ooh.
and he's a big boy. So all the best to Matteo Denis. He scored. He like last year he had a 4-goal game here in the Dome, and that was so much fun to be at. I don't understand this move. I really hope something comes up in the next week or two that shows us why we did this. But I just don't get it. I don't know what the Hitmen are doing right now. I'm sure someone's thinking of something, but I don't know what they're thinking. Because right now we've got basically... actually, I'm stoked for the new guy. You mentioned it. Tyson Greenway came to us from the Tri-City Americans.
Yes.
I think that's what they're called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he got his first goal yesterday, which is cool. He's a big dude, too. He is 6'2", 200 pounds. He's from St. Albert. And he looks like he's going to do some good stuff. He's in center. He's a 20-year-old as well. So now we have all three of our 20-year-olds. Yakimchuk leads the team right now in points, which is good for him. Like we said before, he'll probably go, well, I mean, the team in general needs to do better if he wants to go in the first round. And then we got Sean. Sean's doing great. So that's my Hitman wrap
That's
up.
the Hitman corner?
I'm confused. Is the
You're befuddled.
I'm befuddled. I'm mind blown. I don't understand this.
Befiddled. That's
Um,
nothing.
And I really hope we don't get super killed tomorrow. I'm full of confidence, as you can see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Just coming right out of your pores,
It's so tough because like you're looking at Tyson Greenway, you're looking at Sean Trigel, you're looking at Carter. Like Carter McAdams was supposed to be a really, really good player. Like we have great, like what should make a really, really good hockey team, and I don't understand why it's not. Like I just don't get it. Like Tyson Galloway's great, Carter Yakimchuk's great. We have a great enforcer in Alexei Chichkin, who's awesome. Oliver Tulk's great. Carter McAdams is great. Ben Kindle, who's one of our new rookie guys, he's so fast and has such a smart hockey IQ. Tyson Greenway's great. Sean's great. Like David Adazinski's pretty solid. I don't know what's not clicking, but hopefully it starts clicking real soon.
Yeah, because they're, like you said, they're 2-7. They're past their settling in
We're
moment.
last in the league right now.
Yeah, they've done their settling in, and they should not be feeling great about where they've gotten to.
Even if you gave them a little bit of like courtesy time for the big guys getting back from pro camps, like I don't know, man. Hopefully they figure it out.
Yeah,
I'll still be at the games. They're still fun games,
absolutely they are.
and they're cheap.
Moving back to the NHL, but with a segue from the Hitmen. I imagine you don't know the whole Flyers roster, do you?
I don't think I know a single person on the Flyers roster.
If I told you Igor Zamula, would that be a name?
No.
Really?
I've never heard that name before in my life.
Igor Zamula, no?
No.
Former Calgary Hitman? In any event. He scored his first NHL goal for Philadelphia on Tuesday against the Canucks.
Well, congrats.
But that was probably the fourth biggest story coming out of that game. Was probably Zamula's first NHL goal. Congrats, by the way, if you're not listening. You are listening. I know you are. Everyone is. No, the biggest story coming out of that game, depending on which side of the fence you're on between the Canucks and the Flyers. I'm going to go Flyers because I'm a Flyers fan.
Those exist?
There's so few of us. There's a couple of us in Calgary. I've noticed a couple vehicles driving around Calgary with the Flyers decal on their car. I'm like, I beg
Really?
your pardon? But hey, guys, how long is 676 days?
2
2 years?
Just
Yeah.
just over?
It is just under 2 years.
Just under. Math.
You know what happened? You know, the length of time for 676 days was also the length of time between Sean Couturier's NHL goals.
Oh, I did see that a post about that.
Yep, he scored on a penalty shot, I believe, against Thatcher Demko when the Canucks were in Philadelphia on Tuesday. Pretty good goal. We'll get to a better one later on in the show.
So for Couturier, was he injured?
He was.
Yeah, that's why he was out. He had
So-
concussion problems, right?
Per an article by Adam Kimmelman on the NHL website, Couturier had not scored since December 10th, 2021. He left the lineup 8 days later and had back surgery twice before returning to the Flyers' home season opener against the Columbus Blue Jackets on October 12th.
Oh, okay. So back surgery.
Twice.
2 of them, yeah.
Yeah.
So Igor Zamula is now predicted to have 82 points in 81 games based on the games he's
Bang.
played.
I like it.
Let's go.
That's funny. That's so
Um,
funny. I am looking at his Hitman stats now, and he was pretty good for the Hitman. He
Mhm.
averaged in his last year with the Hitman, he averaged a point per game. He helped us get to the playoffs in 2018-19, and he got 7 assists in 11 games in the playoffs. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Traded from Regina, probably so that they could get Bedard.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you didn't know the name, honestly.
And then Carter Hart's also been pretty outstanding so
Yeah,
far this
he's
year.
been.
Was he played 2 games? 3 games?
I believe so.
He's already got a shutout.
I don't have his stats in front of me. But if you're on the Canucks side of the fence, you are probably hearing a lot. You're probably hearing one specific quote from Rick Tocchet after that game. Thatcher Demko made 40 saves in that game.
That is so many saves.
That is a
Yeah.
lot of saves.
He's a busy boy.
Considering that Hart only made 25.
Wow.
Sounds like they need to shoot.
Hart
more.
made 25 saves and Demko made 40. And they lost.
That's
um,
so brutal.
The quote coming out of the Vancouver media after that game comes from head coach Rick Tocchet saying, "I can't even pick one guy who played well except Demko, who was unreal.
Yeah.
He was great tonight, and the rest of the guys weren't."
I mean, it's honest.
Yeah.
I mean, why try and spare their feelings? They did bad.
they did not do good. Lost 2-0. They put 25 shots on net.
Yeah. It sounds like they just didn't have the puck enough. And then when they did get it, they probably weren't quality shots either. Like if we checked how many were good scoring
Yeah,
shots.
from within range.
Yeah, from in that home plate shape thing. I'm sure there was a few that were not in there. Just because it sounds like they just never had the puck. I didn't watch that game.
The Flyers outshot the Canucks 22-3 in the second period.
22?
22-3 in the second.
That's how many shots some teams get in a
In
game.
a game.
That's
yeah.
insane. Like, that is just disheartening. Like,
That's rough. That is rough on Vancouver. But they'll be fine.
Vancouver had 8 shots on goal in the final 16:34 of the game.
Yeah, it's probably because they had an extra attacker. They found-
Oh, Zamula got the game-winning goal for its NHL goal as well.
that's so special.
That's insane.
like, I don't know. There's so many things that
Good for
like,
him.
Yeah, that's nice.
There's so many special moments in hockey, and like that's one of the big ones in my opinion is your first goal.
Yeah.
And for your first goal to be a game winner,
Okay.
that's against Thatcher Demko as well. Like,
I still
I
remember.
love that.
There's one every time I think about someone's first NHL goal, I always go back to Tim Stützle's first NHL goal.
Okay.
I don't know why that one sticks. It was just such a good goal. Because I think it was a shot on net, but it was like either blocked or tipped up high in the air, and I think he's either just in or just out of the right face-off circle. And as it comes down, I don't know if it hits the ice first and then he shoots, or if he hits it, or if he just clean like golf hits it like
Oh, yeah.
like from
I
like
think he just like whacked it out
an
of the air.
inch above the ice
Yeah.
and just buries the top corner on
That was so nice.
Leafs goaltender Jack Campbell at the time. That was such a good goal.
You know who else had a really, really nice first NHL goal? You guys might not remember this because you would have been in your infancy. but it was Jordan Everly. I
I
loved Jordan Everly's first NHL goal against Mika Kiprusoff.
We're going to get into our fantasy pretty like over the next little bit here because there's something I wanted to tie into an injury. But you dropped
just wanna brag
Jordan
more.
Everly.
Yeah, but I had to because I wanted to pick up someone else who gets more power play time.
I just want to brag more about
So
my
that's what I did.
fantasy
Yeah.
team.
Well,
Although Landon's outscoring me right now.
Yeah, I had a good night last night because I had all those Ottawa players.
Yeah.
I didn't. Kemper laid an egg, and now
I
Carter's
had,
within striking distance.
I had
Yeah.
one player play last night, and he didn't even play. Corpusalo didn't even play last night.
Attaboy.
And that was the only person I had playing. But Merrick only got 6 points advantage.
Oh yeah, that's
And
not
so I'm still beating him by quite a bit.
Okay, so getting into the injuries here, there were quite a few over the past week here that have made some news. Do I have all 4 pulled up here? I do. So, of the 4 injuries in the past week, which of these do you think is the most important? A, Gabe Vilardi's out 4 to 6 weeks from the Jets. B, Luke Schenn is out 4 to 6 weeks with a lower body injury from the Predators. C, Kirby Dach is out for the remainder of the season for the Canadians. Or D, Matt Murray is expected to miss 4 weeks for the Maple Leafs with an adductor injury.
I think it's Kirby Dach.
I was gonna say
Montreal's
Kirby
It
just
is
Dach, too.
absolutely
they're
Kirby
trying
Dach
to get going. They're stuck in the
I
mud.
feel so bad for Kirby Dach. Like,
Do you guys see the hit that he got injured on?
Yeah.
You can't really tell.
No, it's kind of like when Ekblad got hurt a couple years ago, when that guy just kind of like bumped him on the boards, and then all of a sudden he
Yeah.
just went down
Yeah,
screaming.
yeah.
It's like it looked harmless, and
Mhm.
then, I mean, obviously, the Ekblad one was a little bit
Apropos of nothing,
different, but
Matt Murray hurt his adductor. Do you know where the adductor? I know you probably do.
I
know
do,
where the
yes.
Yeah, I know
adductor
you
is.
do. Do you?
It's in the inside of your leg. Isn't
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's in the inner thigh.
it? Yeah.
Which, as a goalie, you kind of need that.
You do very much need
You kind of
Yeah.
need that kind of area.
so that's
there.
just like when they say a groin injury, that's
That's
like it's your
basically-
adductors.
yeah.
Adductor magnus,
it's like-
gracilis.
Like it's either your adductor or I've seen some people call it like their hip flexor is kind of their groin area.
Hip flexors are a little different.
Yeah, hip flexor is a
Adductors-
little bit different, but I
Yeah.
mean I've seen that kind of correlation tied.
Yeah, because they're never going to give you, like, when they say it's a groin injury, it's like, you know the part of the body that probably hurts. Same with when they give you, like, lower body.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to get specific. So.
No, but like
Except for, like, Kirby Dach, because there's no harm in getting specific with him.
I don't know. I feel so bad for Kirby Dach. Like, just looking at his stats, like, his last year in the dub, he had 73 points in 62 games. Third overall draft pick.
I was big on Dach when he was in Chicago.
Like,
I was really big on him.
but
Yeah.
fairly so, right? Like,
Well, after he broke his wrist at the World Juniors, he just kind of has seemed to have just bad luck after bad luck
Yeah.
after bad luck.
He's got that Sean Couturier, Sean Monahan.
It's just,
yeah,
unlucky.
which I really hope that
I think he'll
next
be able
year
to-
he'll show up and stay healthy. And
mean, he's
be
still
able
young.
to show what he can do.
There's
'Cause
another one that comes to mind that was injured earlier this season, and I'm completely blanking on his name.
Vasilevsky.
No, it'll come to me. I'll bring it up if I remember.
I've got the list of everyone that's injured. Benino.
No, it
I'm
was-
really interested in what happened to Alex Pietrangelo, actually. Because I watched the game, and, like, he took a puck up high. It's like, I have no idea what happened to him.
I completely missed the game.
Are you thinking Tanev? Because I think that's
No,
our
he
Lake just died.
he doesn't have a huge injury history. It'll come to me. Don't worry about it.
There's already so many injuries. This is kind of wild.
And
There's
ti-
lots of day-to-days.
tying into our fantasy for a bit. Sorry if this is kind of bad listening, but I did want to send my condolences to friend of the show Ben. who, I think he has Logan Couture on his IR, and I texted him when everyone's making those furious trades at the end of the first week. I texted him saying, "Hey, you can put this guy on IR, and you can pick up another forward." And if I'm making a recommendation as someone who lost their first week but had scored the 4th highest points, I would pick up Teuvo Teravainen if I were you.
Yeah.
He said, "No, I already picked up Gabe Vilardi."
Oh, no.
So
I mean, we hate to
Vilardi out-
laugh about Vilardi's
Vilardi out
injury.
4 to 6 weeks. which sucks for the Jets and sucks worse for Ben Heathcote. After being, do you guys see Vilardi's injury?
No.
His knee kind of bent like Tanev's did, in a way that it really shouldn't have.
Yeah.
So that's an ACL.
Knees just go the one way.
Nope.
MCL.
Well, sometimes they go the other way. It's usually not fun when they go the other way.
They do snap.
Yeah,
They do
it's
snap.
You hear some crackles and pops.
for
I've seen
Vilardi's
it
the
happen a lot.
MCL, and for Dach it's the ACL and MCL.
Yeah.
That's brutal. That's such a rough injury. Like I know so many people that have gone through those injuries and
From skiing.
from
Yeah.
skiing, and it's just so brutal.
And it's like, because he has to rehab that whole leg too, like his calf, his quad, his glutes, like everything's just going to atrophy because he's just going to be healing his ligaments.
Didn't
for
McDavid do that?
months.
McDavid did.
Didn't McDavid have like an ACL something, and then he decided to just rehab it as opposed to surgery?
Yeah, he didn't do the surgical route, which I don't know how you can do that. If maybe it wasn't a complete tear, I don't know.
Well, I mean,
Because the thing with ligaments, okay, this is a little bit of my sciencey side coming out, but ligaments don't have a direct blood supply.
No.
Which makes them take longer to heal because blood brings nutrients, nutrients brings life.
yeah.
And so, yeah, when you don't have the direct blood supply, so your ligaments, they leach nutrients out of your bones. And then when you're under 26, your bones are still like growing and you have that red marrow in them.
Yeah.
So you have more nutrients to recover those ligaments with.
Mhm.
But as you age, like myself now, my marrow is starting to turn a little bit yellow because I'm
Oh.
not growing anymore.
Oh,
I
no.
am just preserved as a grown man. So it takes longer when you get over 26 too to heal your ligaments, just because you don't have as much blood supply feeding those ligaments. So that's also why Connor would have been able to recover his without surgery, is just because he was young enough that it was actually an option as well.
There's also the fact that NHL players have more medical instruments at their disposal than any of us ever will during
Yeah,
the course of our
Absolutely.
lifetime.
It's crazy. I mean, with that much money behind these guys, like that's nuts.
Like every time that comes up, I keep going back to that Maple Leafs documentary that they released after the COVID pandemic. If you guys have watched it, you guys know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, please do. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's on my list of things to watch.
I think Joe Thornton hurt something in his wrist, and the doctor put something on his wrist called a bone simulator.
What?
What? It pretty much.
I actually love the idea of that.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna Google
it
this.
basically helped his wrist to heal a bit more by pretty much acting as a bone would.
Yeah.
So where could he speed up his healing process? Which I thought I'm never once going to even be in the same room as that thing,
No.
let alone have it be used.
That's such cool technology.
That's insane. to
Man,
me.
I thought the technology I had access to, like when I was racing, was crazy. Like
Yeah, same.
the stuff that these guys have is just nuts. Like,
yeah.
Especially like all the
and like,
brain
and
stuff.
maybe I might be wrong on this, but I think like even in the NHL, like you compare the NHL and their resources to like something like the NFL. Like imagine what those guys have. Like those guys probably have so much stuff.
When I
just
was
for 16 weeks.
When I was a massage therapist, I went down to Colorado to do this course, and one of the guys who was teaching it, he is the athletic therapist for the Chiefs. So he's a Stanley Cup champion now. I actually saw him on the sidelines, but he's on the sidelines.
Stanley Cup champion,
Sorry,
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. I
was
messed
like-
up my championships.
I was like, when did
And
the Chiefs play
Stanley Cup
hockey?
champion Chiefs.
Who?
Does he mean the Scouts?
No.
Did the Scouts win a
So
cup?
yeah, he was their like athletic therapist, and he was like right on the sidelines, and he would do, because they're playing in the cold, they get like a contusion in their leg, and he would like get them good to go for the next play. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
it's, like,
fast.
so much. It's like that.
and that's just like soft tissue. That's nothing with like injections or any sort of medicine.
Yeah.
yeah. Alex had a question.
Yeah. So on the 24th, before we come back to you guys next Thursday, the October 24th will pass.
Yeah.
Also on the 24th, all NHL teams are in action.
Yes.
That's crazy.
All of them.
That's so many things to watch.
It's a. Do you know why they did that? Is there like a TV event on that day
So
before or something?
ESPN is doing what they call, I think it's called the Frozen Frenzy,
Okay.
where each game will kind of launch off in, I think, 15-minute increments. You've seen the
They're
advertising
doing
for this.
yeah, so they're doing, from what I know of it, I think TSN might be doing it too. They're doing similar, like for any NFL fans that are listening, they know about TSN Red Zone. And basically what Red Zone does is like on a game like or on a day like a Sunday, any given NFL Sunday where there's like 700 games going on, instead of just showing you one game, it shows you like if
They're bouncing between them.
yeah,
Yeah.
like if one team touches down, they show you that, and then if something else happens, and it's a really cool idea.
Yeah. If,
You have to pay for TSN Plus to get it.
If
I-
you're familiar with when the Score did court surfing, or when Sportsnet did ice surfing on Twitter, that's the same thing. Just kind of bounces between games during exciting moments.
We have the old-timey version at our house where we have bunk TVs, where we have one TV on top of the other
That's cool.
That is
one.
awesome.
So
That's
we
awesome.
just play 2 games at the same time. Because
Yeah, why not just buy 16 TVs?
Well, we found a TV in the house when we moved in. Someone just left one in the basement, like tucked away. So we just hooked it up.
That's sweet. I've done that before with having one game on my computer and one game on the TV.
Nice.
Usually it was like a Flames night and a Hitmen night.
Yeah.
Of the 16 matches going on the 24th, who's going to win more games, the home team or the away team?
Ooh. Give
Ooh,
me
I'm
a
going to go
sec.
with away team on this one.
Okay.
The away teams
So
look pretty stacked.
The away teams would be Toronto against Washington, Anaheim against Columbus, Buffalo against Ottawa, Carolina, Tampa, New Jersey, Montreal, Dallas, Pittsburgh, San Jose, Florida, Colorado, New York Islanders, Seattle, Detroit, Boston, Chicago, St. Louis, Winnipeg, Edmonton, Minnesota, Vancouver, Nashville, New York, Calgary, Arizona, Los Angeles, Philly, Vegas.
No, I agree. Away teams for sure.
Away
like,
teams?
Yeah,
at
including
first
the
I thought-
Rangers.
At first I thought,
Wow.
no. At first I thought, like, I scrolled to the bottom and went down to up, and I was like, oh, Vegas is home, Winnipeg is home, Pittsburgh's home, but then Pittsburgh's playing Dallas, so.
That'll be a good game.
I think
I'm
that,
excited
yeah,
for
the
that
away
one.
teams are so stacked. Like Carolina, Dallas, Toronto.
New York Rangers.
Yeah.
Stop.
But
so,
Philadelphia's
like,
not going to win that one.
No, they're
New
not.
Jersey, Colorado.
Imagine if
Vegas
they
are
do, though.
undefeated, aren't they?
If Philly wins, I'm coming to Thursday's show wearing my Philly hat, jersey, and socks.
Okay, good. I'm excited
So
for that.
you're probably not going to see it.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that's in Vegas, so probably not.
Yeah, that'll be a tough one.
A 9 p.m. start in Vegas.
That's brutal. So that's a 10 p.m. start for us.
No, it's 9 p.m. here. Sorry,
Oh, so 8
Like,
p.m. start in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a late one.
I'm not going to watch that
11
game.
p.m. Eastern.
I'm going to watch some of that
I was
game.
very curious about how the NHL was going to try and attempt at doing a red zone. So this is interesting.
Yeah, so it's basically launching games in 15-minute increments. I think it said basically 15, 30-minute ish.
That's what it looks
increments.
like, yeah. First game at 6.
Which, why 6?
Yeah, why not earlier? Why not do it I guess
5.
it's Tuesday.
If you bump it ahead to 5,
Maybe if it was like a Saturday, you could do it, like start at 2.
I'm surprised they didn't wait for a Saturday at 2.
Yeah.
But yeah,
if you-
Tuesday people got
if-
work and
If,
stuff.
if you have a game,
Just the
if,
Saturday.
If you have a day of full, like everyone's playing, why would you not do it on a Saturday where you can get the maximum?
Well, maybe because they're just still trying it out. Like, it might just be they did it on a Tuesday because the airtime. I don't know how much it costs to broadcast anything, but I'm assuming a Tuesday evening is less than a full Saturday.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
that's true.
But on the other hand, you tell me the NHL can't afford a full Saturday.
Well, I mean, for a trial. Like, they're just.
They're
and it's not the
trying out this
NHL,
new
it's
thing.
Sportsnet. It's Rogers.
6 of 1. Like
Yeah, I guess I'm not trying to.
you're
Stick
telling me
up
that
for
that,
Rogers
that,
here,
that
but-
Sportsnet, ESPN,
No, but they-
TBA,
Espen.
But they have to be, like, careful about what they broadcast and who they. Like, what they're putting on. Because they don't want to, like, make everyone just get so sick of flipping between games on a Saturday that they just
Yeah.
stop watching.
Oh wait,
I
are
just think
there-
a Tuesday's a good trial day to just try it out.
Yeah.
Are there
I
any
agree.
MLB? Because I know the MLB. I know baseball's in their World Series coming up here. I think they're in their CS right now.
Mm.
Would that potentially conflict with the World Series schedule?
I don't.
Is that maybe why you don't do it on a Saturday? 'Cause
Maybe the
it's already
schedule, but the
taken?
broadcasting, no, because
Because you're not going to get viewership on a Saturday if the World Series is on. If the World Series is on.
The
Yeah.
Lakers played the Nuggets.
That's not MLB, but sure.
No, that's NBA. That's all I can find.
So we think away.
Away.
We
Yeah,
think
for
away.
I think
sure.
the away teams got
Except
it.
for Vegas. Because Vegas is going to win everything.
Just some storylines heading into a couple games tonight. Leo Carlson's going to make his NHL debut. Oh, sorry, on
Lots of games
Thursday.
tonight, too.
Yep,
Holy
tonight.
cow.
Yeah, tonight's Thursday.
Yes, it is.
There's lots of games.
Anaheim's going to be playing home to Dallas. Leo Carlson's going to make his NHL debut. Stamkos is going to make his return against Vancouver. And Buchnevich is also going to be out for the Blues against the Yotes.
Buchnevich is lucky. The Yotes were coming for him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's why. So I was just thinking, like, we just
Buchnevich
talked
is lucky.
about why they would do it on a Tuesday, but I'm also confused on why they would stack a Thursday, especially right now, a Thursday so high with games. Because Thursday, Monday, and Sundays, everyone knows that's football day.
Yeah.
So I was like, why would they do that? They're competing with football. But then I
Wait.
looked at who's playing, and the Jacksonville Jaguars are playing the New Orleans Saints. So no one really cares.
So back up. So wait. So get back to the Saturday idea. Hey, guys. What's Saturday for hockey in Canada?
Hockey night in Canada.
Bingo. Are you really? You're not going to have just a full day of games leading into Hockey Night in Canada on a Saturday?
Well, I mean, this Saturday there's 15 games, like on the 21st. Like, that's a lot of games.
Yeah, I just don't think they can cover. Like, they're going to be
you know
spread
how many-
pretty good.
y-
but
yeah, you know how much crew you need to hire for that?
just to have
lots.
anyone just like watching the games, not even just reporting on it, but someone
Yeah.
has to watch it to tell the people on screen what to write, because that's a lot of games to watch.
Yeah, and like even this Saturday you have 4 games starting at 7. New York, Buffalo, Vancouver, Florida, Washington, Montreal, and Toronto, Tampa Bay. Having Montreal and Toronto start at the same time kind of splits the viewership in Eastern Canada. Vancouver, no one watches Vancouver games anyway, and they're playing Florida. And then you have Vegas at Chicago, Philly at Dallas. Like, you have a bunch of games starting at 8 too that are going to split viewership. Like, you have to, obviously. You want to get as many games as you can.
Yeah.
But
It depends
don't
on the
know.
market.
It's
too.
weird.
I just think
We're
there's
not
a-
going to get all those
I
games
think there's a better
anyway.
day
No,
to do
no,
it,
we're not.
honestly.
Calgary's the only Canadian team not playing on Saturday, I think.
Which is odd. And that's the thing with Hockey Night in Canada too. They've done it for so long. They've set it up perfectly. So they have one game that just perfectly flows into another, and they have the quantity.
Mhm.
But now that they're just trying something new, I think a Tuesday's a good day to do it.
Tuesdays are good trial days.
So, getting into our last topic for the day, because we only have 3 minutes left. I mentioned that Couturier's goal against Vancouver was pretty good. Penalty shot. He kind of skated in backwards and then quickly turned and fired off the post and in. There was, however, a better goal.
Indeed.
Yes. That
I-
everyone's losing their mind
I told
about.
Phil about it this morning, and he watched it, and I pretty much saw his live reaction, and it made me laugh.
The McDavid
The
goal.
McDavid goal against Nashville.
Yeah.
And
Like,
this has sparked a debate.
gets tripped, does a 360, picks the puck back up, and just goes right in.
This has sparked a debate on where does this rank for McDavid's goals, like on his career.
Honestly, I don't even have a top 10 of McDavid goals anymore because he's got
There's
too
just
many.
so many of them.
And they're so consistent. Like every week he does something that's unbelievable.
yeah, like when you have someone who's consistently throwing in highlight reel goals like twice a game,
Yeah.
you like it's still sick and everyone wants to see it, especially if you're an Oilers fan.
Yeah.
Ooh. But like you can't just keep track. Like there's just too many to keep track of.
So
Every goal is great. Most goals are great,
there,
Most of them.
especially again
this
except for when
goal,
they're against the Flames.
this goal, I agree with the hype largely because my light just went out. Largely because, how can you think to do like a spin on your knees, and then just stand up and go?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like
you got lucky
there was
too that other defenseman didn't pick up the puck.
Oh,
He-
yeah,
He
like
went for the hit, but McDavid was already falling.
every
so-
amazing goal was born from a bad defensive play.
Yeah, pretty much.
But do you guys remember? I think it was a goal against the Rangers a couple years ago.
Landon remembers.
where he pretty much like sliced and diced his way through all the Rangers.
all of them.
All of them.
Every
Like,
single
all
one of
five
them.
of
Yeah,
them.
I think
All
I
five of
remember-
them twice.
I think I remember
Yeah.
that one.
I get the hype more around the Nashville one than I do with the Rangers one.
I also
Because
really like
on the Rangers
McDavid's-
one, it doesn't look like anyone really tried.
They were all just
They
confused
just
about
kind
what
of
he was doing.
stood there.
Yeah. I mean,
He
hype
did it
on
to
anyone
Winnipeg that year,
scoring.
too.
Like Psyduck used confusion and it was super effective.
Yeah.
Any hype on anyone scoring that isn't Bedard is a good day in my books.
Also, that goal he got where he made Morgan Riley look like an absolute
Oh, where he
stone.
sunned Riley.
Yeah.
Because he looked off to, I think it was Lagesson, and then just,
Somehow turned it up and
Yeah.
just went around him. Like, Riley didn't have a chance. It was crazy.
yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much it for our episode today, guys. We're going to lead you right into Teresa with EDM, so stay tuned for that.
If you want to see our nice faces, check out the YouTube.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Love you, bye.